Oh, we here.
Oh shit, it's happening again, boys.
We
Welcome to
them
the neighborhood,
boys.
everyone. This is episode 153 of the Pixel Street podcast. We are them fellows. I'm your host for this week, John Hanson, joined by the one and only Connor Kopp. Connor, how's it going?
It's good. I hear we're about to get a whole bunch more rain and more storms here pretty soon, and that sucks because I'm sick of it. I'm sure you guys are too. You're in a pretty similar location to me. So, aside from that, it hasn't knocked my power out or my internet or anything anytime it's rolled through. So, we're gonna keep chugging.
All right, cool. Really quick before we get to Joel, Connor is taking a bit of a break from the podcast after this show just to kind of get a reset and everything. Nothing big, nothing permanent, but you're not going to see him for a little bit. So prepare to say goodbye for a little bit.
Goodbye temporarily. We've been doing this for a while. I mean, we've been
Worth noting, he's gonna finish the Doki Doki Let's Play because there's
Yes.
no way me and
We
John
have
are
to.
taking on the roles of those other two voices. We can't fill
Yeah.
those shoes.
It won't happen. So I'll be there. I got to see it through. I mean, we got to see what happens. The game's really something. If you haven't checked it out, it's definitely we're having a blast. We're having a time.
Yep. I am out of footage to put up now, so we got to get back to it soon. But I've just been so busy with a game that I will talk about later. But before we do that, our third member is the illustrious, handsome, beautiful
Oh, yeah, you love to see it.
Gwen. Oh wait, no, it's Joel Campos. What's
You
up,
love
Joel?
to see it. Hold on, I want to tell a Gwen story. All right, this happened yesterday,
sure.
and
Hit me up with that Gwen story.
I'm still pretty sad about it. So me and Gwen are on our evening poop walk, right? Somehow she comes loose out of her harness and is just sprinting around the streets of Chicago, all right? Full on
All right.
sprinting, sprints up to these two dogs, and she's got crackhead energy at all times, all right? So she sprints up to these two dogs, and the owner's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but typically little dogs, for whatever reason, they don't like other dogs, and I don't fucking get it. So these two little dogs are just sitting here yapping at Gwen, and the two owners are like looking at me like, get your fucking dog out. Like, I'm sprinting down the street. You think I'm not trying to get my dog? So then Gwen sprints the other way. So I turn around, start running back. I run like a block. And then she runs up to this other dog. This lady's walking her dog. And this lady's like, get away, like yelling at Gwen. I was like, she's friendly. She just got a lot of energy. And the lady's like, my dog has cancer. And I'm like, you think I'm not trying to get my fucking dog? Like, what do you think's happening right now, lady? So that
How does
was
that
my
pertain
night.
to anything?
We have a safe word for the dog so in PetSmart training, shout out to PetSmart. What was her? Laura PetSmart in Lincoln Park, Chicago.
She's watching the show.
She's definitely watching the show
Big
live
fan.
right now.
Yeah,
I'm
friend of the
sure
show.
on Twitch and YouTube. She's a big fan.
That'll Laura.
So she taught us to teach the dog a safe word, which is essentially like, if something like this happens, you yell the safe word, and the dog is going to think that you have a bunch of treats. So I yelled that safe word. The dog was literally a block away. I'm like gassed, panting, breathing, and my dog's running towards like one of the busiest streets in my neighborhood. So I'm like, fuck, my dog is just going to sprint into that street and get hit by a car. And I was terrified. And then I called Elise when I was chasing the dog, like maybe she could go get the car or something, and we can, because at that point I thought the dog was gone because she was not coming back to me. She would like run up to me and then run back, and I yelled this safe word, and she just stopped, turned around, stared at me, and then just sprinted right to me. It was fucking amazing. But Gwen's right here. She's sleeping.
You should have started with that, huh?
Well, okay. First of all, I was in a panic. All right, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. It all happened so fast, but
I got
Did
you.
you
Gwen's
tighten
safe.
that harness?
I did tighten it this morning. I was afraid to take her out this morning because I'm like, what if the harness is broken and I just can't figure out why? But like last night when I brought it in, I was attaching the plastic clips and like pulling on it as hard as I could, and it wasn't coming up. So I don't know. Maybe she like pinched it somehow. I don't know.
All right.
But Gwen's here safe and sound. Video
Yeah, well,
games.
she's back.
This week we are not discussing our dogs, unfortunately, but we will always be discussing them on our Discord. You can join that by hitting the link in the description of the YouTube video. I don't know if it's on Twitch.
Hold on.
Head to our
Worth
Twitter.
noting, we record the show live sometimes when I'm on it, but Tim Akers in the YouTube chat asked if the safe word is Karen.
Yeah. What is the safe word, real quick?
I don't know if I can say it because she's
Ooh.
right here.
Ooh, that's
Um,
fair. Can you
how
Here,
about
I'll
guess?
something
whisper it.
that it rhymes with?
Can,
If I tell you what it rhymes with, you're still not gonna fucking know. Because the thing is, the safe word, the safe word is supposed to be a word that you never say. So like
sure.
it's just like something way out there that like you don't say in everyday language.
So
So
here's Joel
our
standing in the middle of a street in Chicago,
no
chasing his dog, and he screams, "Kumquat!"
He screams
no.
What's that?
hopscotch.
So for reference, our safe word is from the family-friendly hit TV series on Disney Channel, Even Stevens. All right. There's a
Okay.
character on that show. His name is Beans Aaron Garen. I'm sure you guys are both very
Very
familiar with
familiar.
Beans. John doesn't seem like he knows who the fuck I'm talking about, but that's all right.
I never watched Steven Stevens.
But
Oh,
either
you
way,
missed
our
out.
Beans Aaron Garen, his grandma is from a town called Okeechobee, Florida. Okay, she didn't wake up. So our safe word is that town name.
That,
Okeechobee?
gotcha.
Yes.
Really?
So
That's
here
great.
I am sprinting down my fucking street, and I just stop and scream that word. I don't want to say it again. Just to
You
Mhm.
poke the
blew
bees.
somebody's mind that day. Like, so there
I
was
had
somebody
to have.
there that had no idea what was going on, and then they just see a large man come running down the road chasing a dog, scream Okeechobee, and then the dog comes to him and they
Exactly.
just leave. And that's just the whole thing. And they're never gonna have any more context than that. And I think that's the best part of this story.
Exactly. And there was a lady out there that witnessed the whole thing. Gwen didn't even go up to her at all. And she was just out there fucking just ripping cigs like on the curb. Like, all right, thanks for the help, lady. Like, clearly you see I'm struggling here. Don't even
Mhm.
try and help me. And I was looking for any of these dogs' owners that I saw what that Gwen ran up to, because this was like only like 2 minutes later, just gone. Because when I ran away from the lady with the dog that had cancer, she yelled, "I'm sorry," because I think she realized like I shouldn't have been such an ass to this guy who clearly is struggling to get his dog who got loose. But yeah.
Real world shit, man.
Apparently Tim Akers is surprised that you pronounced his last name right. And apparently, usually people say Ackers. So, his brother is freaking
Acres.
out. Yeah, no.
No,
All
his
right.
brother's freaking out about the Blizzard thing. So he's
Yep.
excited for us to
We
talk about
are.
that.
Yep. Let's get right into our first topic. Today, Activision Blizzard, and well, okay, real quick. If you watched the show at all last week, me and our guest Brent Gillihan, we talked about how Activision Blizzard employees were. Uh, there's been a lot of issues with the um, frat boy kind of culture that's going on there. A lot of sexual harassment against women, especially women of color. A lot of pay issues. A lot of just really awful stuff. So bad that one woman ended up taking her life at some point. So today, Activision Blizzard employees have held a walkout. And right before they did this, the CEO, Bobby Kotick, I think his name is,
Yeah.
a guy that I called that just, you got to wipe it from the top down here. He came out and he's like, hey, we're sorry for our tone deaf response and everything, because once all this came out, they immediately denied everything. They're like, oh, this isn't happening. No, it's not happening. Well, then today, 2,000 employees signed a thing saying that, hey, we're not working until you guys fix some stuff around here. So here are their big demands. They want to enforce arbitration for all employees. Anyone really know what that means?
Yeah, so forced arbitration is a practice in the corporate world, and it's actually prevalent in a lot of companies. You see this in a lot of different places. And what it is when you get a job at this company, you're forced to sign documents because if you don't have a job with that company. And forced arbitration is a clause that says, should you have any reason to sue or any kind of liability on the company in any way, shape, or form, that would give you a lawsuit or something to be able to take against them in a legal fashion or anything. You are not allowed to take that public. You cannot file in a public courtroom. You have to go via a mediator that the company gets to handpick outside of any
Oh no, I'm
thing that
lagging.
came from that arbitration clause. So um, Yeah, it's basically a very constrictive, very gagging order. Essentially, is what it comes down to. It's not a great practice at all. And
Okay.
yeah,
Other demands are worker participation and oversight of hiring and promotion policies. Women were pretty much not getting promotions at all, no matter how long they worked there, how good they were working. They just were not getting anything, and they would be let go a lot easier. The need for greater pay transparency to ensure equality. The state of California had a whole investigation on them and found out that the pay transparency between men and women there is just astronomical. And then finally, employee selection of a third party to audit HR and other company processes. Um, I did notice that Tim Akers did say that this is a non-unionized strike. Yes, it is non-unionized.
correct.
Most video game companies do not have a union. Uh, I do want to point out, though, oddly, because after all this, I'm like, oh, they've got to be pushing for a union, right? Well, according to Jason Schreier, one of the people that are heading this strike against Activision Blizzard said that a union is not in their plans, like not at all, which was very surprising to
Yeah,
me. Um,
Yeah, it's worth noting
unionizing is difficult.
Jason Schreier has been like pushing for unions in video games for quite a while now.
oh yeah,
Which
absolutely.
I think it makes sense because I feel like it's like every 6 months we have some shit like this happening.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah,
Ubisoft still hasn't, come up with a good answer or solution for any of the accusations that came against them, and
yeah.
we're
Is it,
months past that at this point.
Speaking of
was that the
Ubisoft,
last
really quick,
walkout? Wasn't there a walkout at Ubisoft? Where
I'm
was the
not
last
sure,
walkout? I know that there was one. Maybe it was Blizzard years
but
ago. I don't remember.
speaking of Ubisoft, nearly 500 current and former Ubisoft workers from 32 studios have signed an open letter in solidarity with Activision Blizzard, and they also called out Ubisoft management for its handling of its misconduct and scandals over the past year. So, yeah, everyone is focused on the Activision Blizzard thing, but the Ubisoft employees are making sure that Ubisoft isn't let off freely in this area either. Yeah, it's last week things kind of exploded, and now that explosion's just grown a little more. Um, I will note that let me pull it up here. Blizzard did tell their employees this afternoon to walk out today. So I mean, at least they're not fighting them on this, which would have just really made things worse, honestly.
It's worth noting too that Bobby Kodak's messaging came out uh, pretty much right around the same time that the stock for Activision Blizzard just went on a huge nosedive.
Yeah.
So it was, of course, I don't think that, obviously it's so tough to call this stuff in good faith, but these issues have been brought to light for a long time and nothing has happened about them. I don't think any kind of messaging from Bobby Kotick or anybody at the top end is really, and that's part of the reason you're seeing this walkout is it's not what they're looking for. The very tone deaf response that we got at the beginning was lackluster. And part of the thing that Bobby Kotick had promised was hiring of an outside law firm to review HR policies and hiring practices, so on and so forth. And even then, it's not a good answer because it doesn't solve the issues in the demands like the forced arbitration clause ending, bringing in the actual workers and employees to be in on some of these oversight committees, and they can essentially handpick whoever they want to review these policies and push through whatever they want, which is unfortunate because clearly something needs to change, and we're still at a point where nothing has changed in this industry. And I don't think, like you said, John, things are kind of bubbling over at this point. Last week was the beginning of a lot of these allegations and accusations coming out, and we're seeing action on it now. But I think this is just the beginning. I hope this is just the beginning. It needs to be.
Hmm. So Tim Akers asks, what's the gender ratio at Activision Blizzard? I cannot say for sure what the ratio is. Everything I'm looking up, I'm not seeing an actual number. Um, let's see. Golden Coin 100 says this is all orchestrated, so when it blows over and the damage is finished, people will buy new games in anticipation to see the change reflected in the games. But I bet the games will still remain crap as the stock skyrocket. I'm not even looking at the quality of games right now.
Yeah.
I don't think this really has much to do with that personally, but that's your opinion.
I mean, poor development direction is
Yeah,
certainly something that you've seen them move to a free to play model, and a lot of things that are brought from in a lot of companies, what you see is they'll have splinter teams when somebody comes with some kind of idea or something happening, and any of that creativity has just been stifled at Activision Blizzard for so long. I don't think quality is quite the question when it seems like a good chunk of the corporation is rotten as is, unfortunately. So, um, yeah, they'll probably still keep pumping stuff out eventually if he can actually get people to come back to work for him. So.
yeah. I mentioned last week that I don't really know how this would be handled because I don't understand corporations. I don't understand the legalities around it. But you got to
Mhm.
start from the top down, wiping out that management. You got to get a new CEO in there. You got to get new managers, all that kind of stuff. This is a disgusting thing that is just really things got to change. And at the moment, they're saying things are going to change, but we know Activision Blizzard, and we can't really rely on their word anymore, especially Blizzard, which is just insane to say when you think of like 10 years ago. They were like one of the most beloved gaming companies of
Yeah.
all.
And it's
Um,
unfortunate. I mean, there's a
yeah,
lot of great people there. There's a lot of fantastic people that work at those companies and, do their best day in and day out to deliver products that people care about. Obviously, John, you have a lot of ties to the Overwatch team and a lot of love for the things that they've put out there. But it's a lot of these issues are so ingrained. We called it frat boy culture at the top of the hour. And that's exactly what it is. It's the way the company is structured. It's the way that their culture has existed and pervaded for so long, and it's going to take drastic movement to do anything about it.
yep, absolutely. All right, so I think that's where we're going to end it here. I wanted to keep the focus on that topic this week on the employees because last week me and Brent kind of focused too much on the company as a whole and all the bad things. The employees are driving change, and keep it up. I hope things get better there as soon
Yeah.
as possible. Okay, next up, Halo Infinite's technical preview is starting this weekend. They have held a live stream talking about what's going on. Joel, tell me what you were watching, at least the beginning of it. I'm not sure if it's still going on as we're
It
streaming this.
ended. It
Okay,
ended. So I'm
tell me
just
what I need
gonna.
to know about the technical preview this weekend.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you basically what I saw. At the very beginning, they just kind of talked about how the technical preview is coming this weekend, starting tomorrow, going through Sunday, August 1st. After that, they showed some gameplay, which was just like a 3-minute clip, I think, of I believe it was just humans versus bots. Um,
Mhm.
they showed some
They
of that,
said
and so
that's what it's going to be a lot
yeah,
of.
yeah. So they showed that, and then they kind of went in and they dove really deep into the whole menu. They literally went through like every menu option that's going to be in this technical preview, down to like the armor, weapons, the AI customizability. Is that a word? Customizable.
Customization.
Custom. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with me? But one of the customization options is you can add prosthetics to your Spartan, but you
That's cool.
can make all 4 limbs prosthetics. So it's like, what the fuck has this Spartan been through that he's still going, but
I
he has
mean,
4 prosthetics? It's
force a
pretty
bitch.
nuts. So there's that. They did say that there's going to be no vehicles in this technical preview, although you can look at them in the menu where you would customize your vehicles and whatnot. They went
Mhm.
through the settings menu. You can change your field of view up to 120, and I think that that's both on console and PC. Um, I'm trying to think what else.
They did
Real.
also show Halo Infinite running on an Xbox One,
They
some
did.
in-game footage,
They
and
did.
it
It looked
runs
good.
pretty well from
Did
the
it?
looks of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's going to be huge for them. Um, I do have a thread from Tom Warren pulled up here. He said, hundreds of thousands of Halo insiders will be testing Halo Infinite this weekend. It's a 2-month-old build with a bunch of known issues and bugs. 343 Industries has been flighting builds internally at a much smaller scale, but they're opening the floodgates now. Invites are still going out for the test this weekend, so be sure to look out. But this is just the first of more to come, pretty much. There will be more and there will be bigger ones, so more and more people can come in. And yeah, so yeah, these testing flights have been like one of the most like the, the most anticipated things in gaming right now. People want to get our own Joel Campos seems to have gotten one though, the poser.
Who'd you pay off? I just want to know.
Nobody. I got one at 4:42. So for reference, I woke up at 4 a.m. just like to turn over, and I looked at my phone and it was like 4 a.m. and I was like, oh shit, did I get an email? And I didn't get one. And then I woke up for work at like 6:45 and I looked and I was like, I got it.
That's
So
awesome.
so I'm in. Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
excited
so
to
happy
try it
for
out.
you.
Um,
This is my happy face.
yeah. So some more stuff about it is they said that each day there's going to be new bots to face. So the first day, I forget what it is. In maybe they're just Marines the first day. Then they said the second day will be like ODST bots, all the way leading to Sunday when it will be Spartan bots. And I did see a tweet that somebody screenshotted, something from the test flight that it's potential that Sunday we see some 4v4 gameplay, meaning like maybe they'll open the servers to kind of do a quick stress test for like an hour to 3 hours or something, which is pretty typical. Just like that way people aren't expecting that for a full weekend, just so that if it does not work for whatever reason, they can say, hey, like it didn't work out. We'll come back, next time with some multiplayer.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I can't
each day there's
remember.
different flights, or there's
I can't.
different AI.
I can't remember who said it from 343 Industries, but they were kind of saying that, yeah, you're going to be playing against a lot of bots in this test because that allows them to get more and more people into the test. You're just not playing each other because who knows what would happen to the servers at that point. So it's you're going to be playing a lot of bots just to get things started here, but as time goes on, they'll phase them out a little bit, I think. Yeah,
So yeah,
gonna be really
definitely
interesting.
definitely follow the Halo Twitter, where I'm sure they're gonna announce what time on Sunday, if they're gonna do it, that you can play 4v4 online.
Yeah. All right. Next up in our main topics, Nintendo was originally supposed to be a part of the Tokyo Olympics opening ceremony with Lady Gaga. If you haven't watched the Tokyo Olympics, they had a pretty cool opening with a lot of video game music as
Yeah.
people from different countries were coming in, which was it was awesome. I haven't watched any of the Olympics except for that. It was just kind of surreal hearing Kingdom Hearts music at the Olympics. Like, yeah, originally there was supposed to be music from The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Kirby Superstar, and the opening Pokemon music was supposed to be played in there as well, which would have been even better. And also Lady Gaga and Naomi Watanabe. I'm not sure who that is. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. They were both supposed to come out of a pipe with Mario Giron, a lot like the Tokyo Prime Minister, I believe, did at the Rio Olympics at the end of that when they kind of did the like handoff thing for Tokyo, which was really cool. But the reason why Nintendo wasn't a part of this apparently comes down to a couple employees just being shitty people. So I got this from a report talking about changes and everything with the opening ceremony. But on July 19th, 4 days before the performance, Kaigo Oyamada, who was in charge of composition, was forced to resign because he had made statements in the past that boasted of him bullying people with disabilities. And also Kentaro Kobayashi, who was in charge of the production as a show director, was also dismissed after discovering that he had been ridiculing the Holocaust in the past. So just like really shitty things that these guys got
Yeah.
let go for. apparently they had some really close ties in making that opening ceremonies, and once they were let go, they changed things up and just Nintendo was put on the side. Um, yeah, some really shitty stuff, but the focus on the positives here. The uh, the show was pretty cool. Like I said, I haven't watched the rest of the Olympics. I'm just not that interested. Um, but did you guys see it? The music that they put up?
Yeah,
I
I
saw
saw
a bunch of clips
posts.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty
So
cool.
yeah, some really cool stuff. All right. That's about all I have for main topics. Let's get into quick news. First up, Kena Bridge of Spirits is delayed to September. Kind of disappointing. Not a long delay, so I'm not worried about the game at all. Still super excited. This is one of my most anticipated games to get to this year. Connor, I know you were feeling the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. And my response to this is take all the time you need.
Yeah.
They have got some really cool pedigree from the things they've showed off in the past. Obviously, the first thing that jumps to mind is that Majora's Mask real-time demo thing that they put out quite some years ago. And
Ah, so good.
I've been always incredibly interested in anything they do from then on forward. And Kena looks fantastic. I want it to be good, and if extra time is all they need, then take extra time.
Absolutely. Splitgate, their full launch was delayed due to server overload. Since they put out their public beta on consoles, apparently the game has just exploded and they are just getting too many people for them to handle. They've got something like, I was watching the stream where they were talking about the issues they've been having taking care of the servers. It's something like they're like a
Yeah.
15-man team, something
It's a
like that.
They're
really small
very, very
team.
small. And
Mhm.
so what happened was the servers that they currently have and are using, they've been optimizing as best they can and doing the best work they can to get as many people playing. But it was just continuously exploding,
Mhm.
nonstop. It was more and more people every single day joining in to play. And they found out that their servers actually have a cap of 64,000 people that they cannot get around in any way, shape, or form without upgrading to the next level. So an investor actually swooped in, somebody that was super interested, and threw $10 million at them,
Yeah.
which was super awesome. So they're pushing
That's
back a little bit
insane.
to try and
Mhm.
it is like just money out of nowhere.
Well, I was watching the
Super
stream
cool.
and the guy was saying he was like, "Yeah, I've just been trying to find people to help us with the server issues," and he called up the guy who's like the head of this investment company. And he's like, "Hey, I know you don't invest in us, but can you please help me find some employees or something?" And he's like, "Okay, let me get back to you." And he called them back and he's like, "Hey, we want to invest in you," and
So
it
cool.
just went
That's
off from there.
cool.
So insane, man.
Good for them. Splitgate's cool. It's a little bit of old school Halo, a whole lot of Portal, and a whole lot of awesome in between. So
Yeah, I haven't had the
very
chance to
excited.
play it on Xbox yet, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Here is a reminder that the Back for Blood open beta begins next week. This is the part that will be open for people that have either participated in the alpha that took place last December that we were in, and also people that have uh, pre-ordered the game. And then I believe it's the week after anyone can download it, or it might be the weekend. Can't remember
Are
the
we gonna be able to
exact dates.
stream this?
We should be. I mean, we were able to do it with the alpha. So yeah.
True. Cool. We'll
Yeah,
be
I
streaming
don't
it.
think they have any issue with people showing it off. Next up, August games with gold: Darksiders 3, Ukulele, Lost Planet 3, and Garrow: Mark of the Wolves. Haven't heard of that last one, but those are a little better titles than they've been having lately. I haven't played Darksiders 3 yet, so I'll give that a try. I already own Ukulele. Um, the PSN games are, wow: Hunters, Arena Legends, Plants vs Zombies: Battle for Neighborville, and Tennis World Tour 2. Let me tell you,
Woo!
that's a that's a real games with
The,
gold
the,
lineup
yeah,
right there.
that's a list of
Yeah.
3 games.
Yep.
Right. That
That-
sure is 3 games.
yep.
Yeah. Three free
Uh,
games.
According to Sony, the PlayStation 5 has sold 10 million units, and the Xbox
Yay.
Series S/X
Nuts.
are the fastest selling Xbox consoles ever. I believe the PS5 is the fastest selling PlayStation console ever, too.
Hmm.
And then finishing off our quick news: Xbox donuts are coming to Krispy Kreme UK.
Hell yeah. Hold on. Let me show this
Yeah.
off to the stream.
It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool. They're also
yeah.
giving away Xbox Series S's with it as well, which is kind of interesting.
What do you mean with
I'm
it?
always up for
Like you're gonna
like
get a
I
scratch off or something,
right.
or a
It's probably
code?
some kind of like enter to win scenario or something, but
Look at these.
yeah,
Look at
maybe you
these
could
donuts,
win an
though,
S.
man.
They're pretty
Jesus.
cool.
What are they filled with? They got to be filled, right?
Probably like green jelly, right? What does it taste
Green
like though?
jelly. Yeah. No,
Hmm.
it's just filled with the slime from Nickelodeon Slime Time Live.
Perfect. That's it.
Mhm.
Yep. You just get to eat. It's the original slime too. Like it's the stuff from the early
Yeah,
2000s.
yeah,
It's not
They
exactly.
also
any
they also have the chip from
recycled.
the Xbox One X in there that Phil Spencer
Perfect.
carries around in his pocket.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
actually how you win one. When you
Mhm.
bite into the donut, if you feel the chip, you want an Xbox. So
Yeah.
watch your teeth.
Real quick, Tim Aker says, "You guys seem like a cool group. Thank you very much." He'll check out the Discord as to what games you play.
Yeah,
Absolutely
come hang out.
appreciate that. P.S. Any news on Leslie Benzie's development? So I had to be reminded who that is, and he is a former president of Rockstar North, and he went off to make his own development company, I believe, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I have not heard any news on his stuff. Let me do a quick search here. Leslie Benzie's new game Everywhere is now using Unreal Engine. So that was looks like the last update for that came in November of 2020. If they're still mixing around development engines, it would seem that they're pretty early in development on that game.
Yeah, it was pretty recent too that split and the new studio started, wasn't it? It was what, year or two at most.
Yeah, it was not that long ago. So
So
I would say keep your eye on that potentially next year E3 time. I'm not sure if that development company has partnered with any publisher, if there's been any um, announcement on that yet. So I would just keep your
hmm,
eye open. Uh, I personally have not heard anything on it yet, but thanks for the question. All right, we are going to introduce a new thing here, Joel. I don't know if you have it near you, but
I
we
do.
love video game collectibles.
I have multiple things to
We
show.
we love talking about them. We love showing them off. We love just like really advertising them for other companies because we just love this stuff. We are terrible with our money, is what I'm trying to say.
it's
Please
true.
help
It's
us.
true.
So
Irresponsible.
Joel, I actually have to go in the other room and grab my collectible for
All
today.
right.
So
The
go
the
ahead
first
and show off something.
the first thing I want to show is this guy right behind me. I'm gonna grab it.
Oh yeah, do it.
So I recently got this off the Goodwill website. This is the Halo Reach
Goodwill.
statue. I paid, I think, like $39, which is kind of a steal for this right now because they have all the
Yeah,
guns. Where am I at? Here we go. Look at that. They don't make them
thing's
like they
so
used
sweet.
to. It is super sweet. The thing I noticed though is I forget what this Spartan's name is up front, but he's like
Isn't that
kind of he's like
cat?
tilted back. No,
Oh no,
Cat is
that's the
over
main guy.
here.
Yeah.
But either way, he's kind of like tilted back, and it's like very obvious. So I want to like put something in here to pry it up to try and see if it'll stretch the plastic forward more. But yeah,
We'll
it's
have to compare notes. I've got mine. You can kind of see it. I've got my
yeah, I
background
can see
blurred
it.
right now, but it's way up above my head in that blue light.
But yeah, this is a collectible I've wanted since it came out. But like being a broke kid in high school, it just wasn't a
Yeah, wasn't gonna
possibility.
happen.
It's
Same.
like I was lucky enough just to get the game. So yeah, that's my first one. John, what's yours?
All right. So real quick, I did get my Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Joy-Con from Joel this week, but I didn't think that was really interesting to show off. So I'll show off a Banjo-Kazooie plush that I recently bought. I haven't
Nice.
opened it yet. The light's not working with me. There we go. Yep, we got our bear and bird in plush form. I'm kind of afraid to open them because my dog loves plushes. She loves tearing the heads off and getting the stuffing inside. So I haven't opened it yet, and I don't know if I will anytime soon. But I need more Banjo Kazooie collectibles, so I decided to go out and grab that. I will also shout out I pre-ordered a first four figures statue of Link from I think it was a Skyward Sword statue that they recently put up. Also, a quick shout out to the Spyro statue that they just announced. It's Ripto's Rage, and it's got him standing in front of a portal, and I want it so badly. It looks so cool. It's like
Ripto's Rage was fantastic.
that's my favorite Spyro. Yeah. I want to say it's like $250. So I was like, but I just bought the other one. I really want it. Go ahead, Connor.
Absurd. So mine you can't really buy, really aside from the place that I found it. A little tougher, but I found a leather bag. It is actually from a Renaissance festival. It's a small one that my wife and I went to, but
Oh, I'm lagging a bit.
Dump them out. Dump them out.
I will listen. I've got a lot in here. You
let's
don't
listen to
understand
this.
inside of my bag.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Can you hear
Oh, no.
the dice?
No.
RTX voice is canceling it out.
Ah, man. If I talk, maybe you can still hear it. Maybe.
No, it's just making
Nothing?
your voice
Okay.
ruffled.
Well, anyway, I have all kinds of dice in here. I've got little D6s. I've got, your D20s, of course. I think that one's a spin down counter. I've got your absurd D20s because why not? I even have aircraft aluminum dice in here, but it's a very cool pouch. That's the story. So that's my first show and tell piece for the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, find yourself a nice leather pouch.
I've only got one dice pack because I'm just basic, but I like them. They're good.
Hey,
yeah.
They're still rad. I'm into them. I do have a D100 hanging around here too. I should probably put this in the bag, but
yeah, you should. Like right now, since it's sitting right there.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do it.
There you go,
Thank
boy.
you.
I got you. All right, Joel, finish us off here.
All right, the next thing I have to show is this Celeste vinyl.
Hey,
The soundtrack on vinyl. Pretty cool. You can see in here, you have some artwork.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to see. And there's a whole, few paragraphs in there of the game creator just talking about his passion for creating the game.
Matt
and how
Madeline is his name now. Sorry, hit their name. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it kind of just talks about if you've played Celeste at all, it's basically just a story about climbing a mountain, and he talks about how creating the game was basically that.
Such a special game.
It is a very good game. Shout out to John for recommending it to me because it's not a game I normally
play. You didn't buy the Doom vinyl though. Wow, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that awesome? Look at that.
That's really
Jeez.
Wasn't there another one?
Yeah, there is. Hold on. Give me a minute. Fill time.
Okay. Real quick, Tim Akers has said that he has 2 boxes of cells in our basement. If you're anime fans, you'll understand what that means. So I'm guessing he's talking Cell from Dragon Ball Z, which if that is what you're talking about, I completely approve. Just do not let him get out and absorb Android 17 and 18 because we will have some problems on our hands.
I can't get this one out.
Hold on. No. I have to fill more time.
This guy.
It won't budge.
Oh no.
This guy.
Joel, we're running.
Oh my god.
We're on a time limit.
Here we go. Here we go.
You got it.
Oh no. So this is the other one. You can see that.
Hey.
Oh man.
Looking good.
Wow. Have you played them yet? Are you gonna play them?
Yeah, I did.
You're not gonna be one of those guys, are you?
No, I always play them. At least once,
If I had, he says no, not DBZ. It's an assortment of anime wife used to watch back in the day. Unfortunate. Sorry, I don't know that anime.
John's never met anime before. He doesn't recognize.
If it's not Dragon Ball Z, The Rising of the Shield Hero, My Hero Academia, Pokemon.
Say the word. No, say the word.
Attack on Titan.
Very important one that you're forgetting. I've got.
I've never.
I know it's kind of hard to see with the blur, but
there's too many Naruto stuff for me to watch. I'm not getting caught up on that ever. I've never seen an episode, and I probably won't ever because there's just too much there. It's like One Piece,
it's less than One Piece.
Way too much.
I just said fighting words on the internet. People are gonna yell
at me. He says maybe a few of DBZ. We have over 2,000. No, it's over 9,000.
Oh my god,
Please.
this guy. Move on. What's next?
Okay, let's get into what we've been playing. I'm gonna start things off here because I got a code to play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which just came out on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and PC this week. I got a review code from Capcom. Thank you very much, Capcom. And it's if you've played the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy that I have talked so much about in the past, this is exactly what you're expecting from this, except you're not playing as Phoenix Wright in this game. You're playing as an ancestor of his. I believe it's in what time period? It's like Victorian London, that time period. You start out in Japan and then move to London. It's a great game. The story is as crazy and wild as the trilogy was that I played. They've got some new things in there. They've got a guy in there whose name is Herlock Sholmes, not Sherlock Holmes. Herlock Sholmes, who's just pretty much a spoof on that other guy that you know of. And so what he does is he investigates the area and he comes to you. He's like, "Hey, I have a deduction," and he like tells you it all, and it's like this big drawn out thing. But he gets keywords wrong that like send his deduction going off the rails. Like the first one is like, "Oh, this woman, her snake. She trained her snake with milk to go up this bell rope to go into the." One sec, gotta stop my dog from playing with this. Uh, uh, she trained her snake to go up this bell rope and go into this other cabin and inject its venom in this guy to kill him. When, if you look at all the clues and everything, it just turns out that she had a cat that ran away from her and went into the other room. And yeah, a lot of stuff like that. It's great. I really enjoy it. Be sure to look out on GamePro.com for my. It won't be a full review. It'll be kind of an impressions thing because this is like 60 hours of game, and I just do not have a spare 60 hours to put into this and then write a full review. But I do have a impressions article written up that just needs to go through the editing process, and that I will share on our Twitter at Pixel Street or my own at Revex Shadows. Joel, tell me about Pokemon.
Pokemon Unite, man. That game is
Attaboy.
way too good. It's so much fun. Connor, have you
Still
played it
haven't
yet?
played it.
Oh
No.
man, you gotta. Me and John been playing a bit
it's
together.
just on Switch. Is that where it's at?
So
At
it's
the
on
moment.
Switch, yeah, right now. So it's a free to play MOBA. But yeah, it's on Switch right now. It's coming to iOS and Android in September, I think.
Okay.
At a later date, nonetheless.
September.
But I mean, it is a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. Because it feels very much like it's like I told John when we were streaming, it feels like it's like baby's first MOBA in a way. Like most MOBAs, well, the only two, I think I only played two, League of Legends and that Blizzard one, Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you level up in the middle of a match, it's like a whole skill tree. You have to like decipher what to do kind of before you even go into the game. Just to kind of make sure you're on the right path to do the most damage or, whatever you're trying to do, most defense. But this game is like, all right, you leveled up, you have two options, and it's great. And based on those two options, it like evolves your skill set to one tree or another. But like, it's not a whole ass like 15 option skill tree. It's literally just like two skill trees, more or less. Wouldn't you say, John?
Yeah, not well, maybe not skill trees. I guess
Because depending
it's
on
so
what you
basic.
pick, yeah, depending on what you pick and when you pick it, it affects like your moves that you get to choose later on. If that makes sense.
Well, you're choosing the exact moves that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
There's only a couple that you can choose at certain levels, and it's just, hey, you want this to be on your ZR, or do you want this on your ZL? That's about it. My favorite Pokemon to play is Cinderace. One of his options is, do I want this fiery tackle, or do I want this move that can make me temporarily invulnerable? It's just stuff like that. Which one do you want to go down? There's no like builds like in Smite that I hate, that I
Or
feel
no
like
items or anything like that.
No, well, there's
No,
items.
there are items, but each player only gets one. It's not like you're equipping a whole gear set
Well,
or anything.
you have battle items which have a cooldown of like between 20 and 50 seconds depending on what
Yeah.
you grab. Some can be like increase your speed temporarily, your attack, give you an escape pass, something like that. And then you have held items that you get up to 3, and they give very small boosts in certain areas. You can upgrade them to have more, but I really don't feel like any of it is substantial enough to be like, oh yeah, this changes the game.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing that's like game breaking or, kind of. There's nothing that's really like the meta, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
But yeah, like the gameplay, it's like the other MOBAs I've played. Each game is at least 30 minutes, right? This one is maximum 10 minutes because there's a 10-minute
Oh,
timer,
sure.
and then at the end of that
Okay.
10 minutes, whoever has banked the most. I don't know what they're called. I call them moats because I'm a Destiny nerd. Whoever's banked the
It's
most
just bones.
moats. No, they're called some type of energy, like Aeon energy or something. I don't know.
Aos is the
Aos
region.
energy. Yeah.
Aos.
But yeah. It's basically whoever has banked the most Aos energy wins. And yeah. And then towards the end of the match, I think like a minute and a half remaining in the game, a legendary
2 minutes.
Pokemon spawns, and right now, the only one in there is Zapdos, which I assume they're gonna add more in the future.
Yeah.
But
It's so weird to have Zapdos but not Moltres or Articuno in there.
yeah, but either way, if you kill him, then he essentially makes all of the enemy towers penetrable without having. Because normally when you bank these moats, it takes, depending on how many you have, anywhere from like 2 seconds to like 18 to 20 seconds or something like that.
Not that long, but yeah, it's pretty long.
But yeah, it feels long. But
It does, yeah.
it takes that long for you to bank them. Whereas when you kill the legendary, you can bank them instantly as soon as you run up there, and it's double points, right?
I actually found out it's not who kills Zapdos that gets the double points. Everyone just gets double points at 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's just so much fun, and the problem I've had is playing with randoms. Like, yeah, like it's gonna queue me up with people that are around my same rank, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, people could have just stumbled upon that rank by luck, and they're bad. So, like, me and John have been chatting in Discord while playing together with a full 5-man team
He's
in
done.
Discord,
He's good.
and I'm back. Okay, all right. I don't know. My internet's being
Okay.
spotty today.
That was wild.
I've been talking though. I've been talking, so we're good. But
it's good.
yeah. So I played with a full 5-man team in Discord, and it was probably the most fun I had in the game. But the problem is like
I'm jealous.
it's hard to find people that want to play the game all and be on Discord because Nintendo's chat system is hot trash.
I was
Who's
gonna say
down-
that's still not a great situation with their
Yeah,
voice chat, is
like-
it? Yeah.
No, like who's downloading
is
a
a bummer because
Nintendo
this feels-
online app?
Perfect reason for them to do something about that. Like MOBAs, simple or not, are games that you want to communicate in. Even games like Splatoon, and I don't want to have to plug into my phone or use another solution for it. So
Yeah.
it's
To
such
be
a
fair,
bummer that
though-
they continually kneecap themselves.
To be fair, though, at the end of the day, this is a mobile game, right? So
Sure.
you're going to be able to play with your friends that are on Android or iOS.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I've just been enjoying the game a lot. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yep. They did make their first update. It might have been today, where they added Gardevoir. There's already a new playable Pokemon in it. Blastoise is on the way soon. So, yeah. All right, Connor, what have you been playing?
So I have dipped my toes into a new thing. It was on a really good sale, so I picked it up. I've been interested for a while. I just had been waiting for the right time, and it was like $8. So I did it. I bought the Scott Pilgrim game, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Hey!
It is fantastic. It's like an old school beat 'em up, similar to Streets of Rage or anything like that. But it has some very in-depth fighting systems that I was very
And
surprised
great
by.
music.
Yeah, the sound is banging, man. It is very, very good, and I'm loving it so far. You get to choose who you want to be. There's quite a few different characters to play from, and you kind of work your way through the stages, which are exactly what you expect them to be. It's a retelling of the Scott Pilgrim story, essentially. You have to battle all the evil X's and make your way through the level. There's a bunch of like interesting shops and stuff along the way that I didn't realize that were there first. Bunch of awesome flavor items, objects for you to pick up. You can beat people up with trash cans. You can beat them up with baseball bats. You can pick up people and beat other people with people. I mean, it's exactly what you would want out of this, and it's an absolute blast. I've actually been playing on my arcade stick too, which has been a lot of fun. It plays very, very well on my Hori. So yeah, shout out Scott Pilgrim. Phenomenal soundtrack. If anything, check out that soundtrack because it's 8-bit goodness meshed with all kinds of awesome, soundtracks and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not terribly far into it. There's not much to say about it. It's not like an overwhelmingly large game or anything, but it does have some light RPG elements and whatnot inside of it as well. So, yeah, super cool. Scott Pilgrim.
I enjoy it. I'm super glad that they brought it back. My last game that I'm going to talk about here is a game that I talked about a little bit last time. I finished up Grand Theft Auto 5 Story finally.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I never completed it in the past. I right before GTA 5 came out, I ran through GTA 4 and I did it all within a week and just completely burnt myself out on Grand Theft Auto. It was ridiculous. I had no desire to play a Grand Theft Auto
Story in
campaign.
5 is huge too.
It is
a
big.
lot.
Yes, there's a lot there.
But yeah, I finally finished it off. I'm not going back for like the extra stuff at all. I just wanted to get the story done to say that I've done it.
What'd you think?
It's fine. Grand Theft Auto stories don't impress me. They're not. I mean, what are you gonna do with it? Yeah, you play as 3 terrible people. None of them have any redeeming qualities. Of them, I like Franklin the best, but his best friend Lamar, I absolutely despise. I hate Lamar. Last week I talked about.
I would argue that his best friend is the dog.
Chop. Chop is amazing, but no. Last week I had Brent on and he got all over me because I said I don't like Lamar. So apparently Lamar is a likable character.
No,
I guess.
I think I enjoy the GTA campaigns more than you do. I like them a lot.
I thought 5 was incredible. Honestly, I thought 5 was kind of one of the best, most cohesive stories that they'd put together, and it really seemed to be the best excuse as to why that world was so ridiculously large. Made good use of the space, I felt. So
my thing with Grand Theft Auto is when I think of Grand Theft Auto, I think back to PlayStation 2 as a kid. I never played through the stories. I only go into Grand Theft Auto to have fun, to blow things up, to be a generally bad person, really. Run people over. I would start a cop chase and just see how long I could survive. That's pretty much how I would play Grand Theft Auto. I'm not that interested in this depressed guy who's having a midlife crisis. He's rich also, by the way. Like it, I don't know. And then Trevor,
you're a big fan of Trevor.
Trevor is just a bad guy. That's all he is. There's nothing interesting to him. He's just I'm just a psycho.
That's all any GTA protagonist is. It's just a bad guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's not interesting.
I think it's pretty interesting. So Tippy in the chat asks if Red Dead Redemption 2 has a good story. John, how would you compare GTA's story to Red Dead Redemption 2?
That would be better. I haven't played through it, but I've watched through it because I just don't have the time to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's another massive one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very big.
That one is very... I like where they go. The redemption stuff is really good. Arthur Morgan is a great character, and of course John Marston as well.
I think
they did a much better job with that.
Yeah, Red Dead seemed to be geared a little bit more towards that single player experience, whereas Grand Theft Auto 5 was built to be a sandbox to play in, and the story is really just there because they had to fill hours of content. Not to say that it's bad or anything, but Red Dead Redemption was a much more satisfying payoff. That said, it is a very slow video game. It is painfully slow at times. Like fast travel points are set specifically to build the world and storytelling, which I appreciate if you have the time for it. But if you're not looking to spend your next heart of that to 100 hours playing a video game, Red Dead might not be your thing. That said, it's very good
Yep.
if you're.
Tim Makers in YouTube chat is asking, who did I choose at the end? I chose the Death Wish one. I saved both Michael and Trevor because
It's
I kind of figured if you kill one off that you probably won't be able to do their stuff if I ever do want to come back and do that other stuff. So I chose the Death Wish one because I was like, okay, I'll probably be able to get them both. And yeah,
it's
it wasn't that difficult.
it's been so long since I played it. I don't remember what I chose.
Me too. Yeah.
Mm.
I beat that pretty close to it launching. So
Same. I
If
beat it. I beat it on 360.
if I
right.
wasn't
Yeah.
if I wasn't worried about losing access to parts of the game, I probably would have killed Trevor. Um, just because I was with those kind of decisions, I don't really think about what I would do. I think about what the character would do. And Franklin and Michael were just good friends from the beginning, pretty
Yeah.
much. So I was like, yeah, Trevor and Franklin were fine, but Trevor always did like really bad stuff. And I would think Franklin would be like, yo, this guy's crazy. We got to get rid of him. So that's just how I would have done it if I wasn't worried about losing out on content. All right. All right, Joel, do you have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to talk real quick. I started Death's Door last night, and that
Mhm.
game is just so cool looking. Like,
It
I love
is.
the aesthetic. It's fun. I like playing it. It is a challenge though. You will die a lot playing this game. It's one of those types of games. But so far, what I've played, I haven't played too much. Just played like an hour or two, hour and a half maybe. I beat the first boss, which was that castle thing. I don't know if you've played it yet, John.
I'm at the castle. That's like this. Well, there's one boss that they give you like right away.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
okay, yeah. But yeah,
th-
I'm at the castle boss, but go on. I'll talk about my experience in a bit.
yeah, so I beat the castle boss, and I got a little bit further than that. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna play more of it tonight. But honestly, all I want to do is go play Master Chief Collection right now, just because I'm so excited for Infinite. But yeah, Death Star. Like, I love the art style. I love the music that they play in the background while you're playing. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm excited to see where the story goes. You can kind of already tell where it's going, at least what point I'm at. Right when you kill that castle, you kind of learn what the story's going to be. I don't want to spoil it for you since you're not there yet.
Okay. Yeah, I've played a little bit of Death Door, maybe an hour. Probably less actually. Yeah, like I said, I got to the castle and I've died twice. And this game does. I complained about this a little bit on Twitter. Um, I love the feeling of combat in this game. The movement is great. But when you die, it starts you at the very beginning of the level, and you just have to make your way back to the boss. And I don't like that. It's a waste of time, and I don't like it at all. It
To be
doesn't.
fair, making your way back to
Hold
the
on.
boss, you don't have to kill anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Why put me all the way back if all the enemies I've already killed are gone? Like, it's not even like a Dark Souls thing where you have to take them out again. It's just a waste of time to walk all the way back. There's nothing in between there that changes at all from what I've seen so far. I've only gone through it twice, mind you. Um, Chad on Twitter was like, "Hey, you got to unlock those shortcuts." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And it still did nothing. Like, I'm just wasting time walking through these areas I've already been in before that are now empty because I killed the enemies before. Just set me right at the boss and let me fight him again. Like, that's all they need to do, and I'm completely happy with it. But having to just run back through that, I died a couple times against the castle, and I was like, I don't want to run through this again. So I turned it off. It just kind of ruined it for me. I'll give it a try again in the future, but I've got too many other things to focus on now. Like I said, love the feeling of the game. It's one of the best feeling games of the year so far. So uh, it's pretty cheap, I think, right?
It's a $20 game.
$20. So yeah, if you're interested in it, maybe look up some videos and see if it's your thing. But yeah, I don't know. That one thing just kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
I can see why that kind of annoys you, but I don't
mhm,
have any issue with it. I
I
don't think it
gotcha.
adds that much time because I only died one time fighting that castle. So maybe in the
Mm,
future when, there's more challenging bosses and I die, 20 times
yeah,
maybe then it's gonna piss me off.
yeah. All right, Connor, you got anything to end on?
Yeah, I was curious. Did either of you guys play Hades at all?
No.
No, it's not out yet on Xbox.
Oh, right. It's only on a couple platforms. I
Yeah.
would be interested to see what your thoughts are on that. It's one of my favorite games. I've obviously talked about it a lot. I'm not going to spend time on it here, but I'm just curious on how it stacks up with Death's Doors. They seem to be kind of running the similar vein. So, play it when it
I
comes
mean,
to Game
I
Pass, please.
I
Oh,
haven't. I'm gonna play Hades when it comes out. I haven't played Hades, but I think that the feeling looks like it's similar, but
Hmm.
I don't think you have as many like abilities or anything as Hades. It's not
Seems a
that
little
in
more
depth.
simplified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
as far as I can tell, where I'm at in the game, all you have is like your saber sword. I don't know what it's technically called. All you have is that, and you can dodge, and there's a heavy attack
and a bow.
Hmm.
and a bow. Yeah, but so I don't know if there's any other weapons or any other like moves you can unlock, but it doesn't seem like you can, as of right now at least, where I'm at. I'm still pretty early
Yeah.
on. I know you can upgrade your like strength and health and stuff and how much damage you can do with the weapons. And I think
Not so
there
much
are
more
new
for there.
weapons you can find, but I haven't found them yet, so I don't know if
I
there's
picked
any
up
other
an
abilities.
umbrella.
Yeah, I found the umbrella.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's an achievement for playing through the whole game with that umbrella.
yeah, yeah.
Your
I'll go
time,
back to
John.
it. Just not. What's up?
It's your time, John. You gotta do it.
Oh,
Umbrella
to go
only.
go through it for the achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, we'll see. Maybe I've gotta like the game better before I actually get into it.
That's
Okay,
fair.
well, I think that will do it for episode 153 of the Pixel Street podcast. Thanks to everyone in the chat for showing up. We love you guys. Be sure to get this dog to stop chewing my hand. Sorry. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pixel Street Videos, where you will find exclusive content from us that you won't see anywhere else. The exclusive content lately has been Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is a game that I've run through, but these two haven't. So it's been really interesting to see how they react to the things that happen in there. If you've never heard of that game or gone through the story, check it out. It's a wild ride that I don't think you are expecting. You can also join our Discord by following the link in the description of the show and become a part of a growing community of nerds. We haven't had our Pixel Street Pal Party Night, which is just a gaming community night, for a while. Hopefully, we'll get that back to that soon. Maybe we'll play some
Hey,
Halo.
I've been
Maybe
playing
we'll
a
play
ton of
something else.
Rocket League, low key.
Ooh,
We should Rocket
I
League
do want
nights.
to play Rocket League on there. That would be
Yeah,
fun.
drop shot,
Um,
baby.
Yep. Finally, wherever you are watching or listening to the show, please give us a truthful rating, whether it's a thumbs up, thumbs down, 5-star rating, 2-star rating, whatever it is. It will help us get better with this show for the future. So let us know what you think can be improved and what you want to see. We appreciate the feedback. All right. Joel, where can the people find you?
You could follow me on Twitter at Campo63 or twitch.tv/Campo63, where I stream the show live there when we're live as well as on our YouTube. But also go check out our Countdown to Infinite Let's Play series that me and Will are doing. We just finally got around to recording the Halo Combat Evolved review, so feel free to go check that out. We were planning on continuing ODST by playing through all of ODST this Sunday, but because of the Halo Infinite technical preview or whatever, technical preview, yeah, the flight, um, we will be holding off on starting that until probably next week.
All right. Connor, how about you?
I'm on Twitter at the real Birch. Birch like the tree without the I. BRCH. Come hang out. Tell me your opinions. If you missed it at the top of the show, I'm going to be taking a break for a little while, and I have no idea when I'm going to come back. Maybe I'll have like 4 arms or something because I grinded the XP train and leveled up or something. I don't know. Video games, they're cool.
All right, and I am John Hansen. You can find me on Twitter at RevXShadows. You can also find my writing on GamePer.com, where I am pretty much the only one on that site covering the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and it's a lot of work. Please, please check out my first impression at least when it comes up. Real quick, Tim Maker says, "Are you guys playing anything tonight?" We'll end on this. What are you playing tonight, guys?
God, I would be lying if I said I wasn't going to play so much Destiny that my eyes bleed. So,
All right.
you can find me on Destiny 2 on Xbox.
Joel?
I'll either be playing Master Chief Collection or Death's Door. Maybe some flight sim. Who knows?
Hey,
We need to play some. I do want to play Flight Sim. Maybe I'll jump in a party and we can do something there. Other than that, I'll probably be on Great Ace Attorney Chronicles because I have a lot more work to do. But yeah, again, thank you so much, guys, for being in the chat. We really appreciate the communication and everything. Come back next week where you can check out Pixel Street Podcast episode 154. Bye.
see you
Bye.
later. Bob's your uncle.
Who?